Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Beady beady.
Beady beady bumba.
Hey, Buck.
Hey, what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I was being Tweety from Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers.
Oh.
Okay, anyway.
Good for you. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations.
Fucking weirdo.
So I went, when we had the break, I went and looked pictures of Gal Gadot as the idea of Laura Wraith. 100% she wins.
Goddess.
Yes. Especially just that whole slender, smoldering, taller thing. So I changed my vote to Gal Gadot. You win. That's great. Yeehaw.
She even beats out Angela White. And that's without being like, okay, one of these is a legitimate actress and the other one is not so much.
Well, I mean, in Australia, it's a legitimate job, but
I'm not saying that she doesn't have a legitimate job. I'm saying that one of them can act.
Yeah, I've seen her try to act in some of her movies, and it's not that she's a bad actress. It's just this isn't within her range.
Yeah.
But that could be a challenge.
Well, actually, it might be because she would be playing something that she kind of already is.
She's not tall enough.
Yeah.
You must be at least 5'7" to ride the Laura ride. Yeah. That's right. And Angela White's like, what, 5'3" maybe?
Yeah, I don't remember. She's not tall.
She's not tall at all. She just has very nice attributes. Or should I say attributes?
Yeah. She's very attractive.
She is gorgeous. And she's Australian. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mab. Who did you pick for Mab?
Oh, man. Because, going back to the Charlize Theron.
That's who I picked for Mab. 100% Charlize Theron Mab.
She would do an excellent job.
She would be so fantastic. But then who else? Where did you place her? Did you place her as Charity Carpenter? So then who would you replace Charity Carpenter with? Because you got to write it down.
Nah, she play both characters.
She could. She could.
And she could play whatever Tatiana, I think is her name, the summer queen.
Counterpart. Yeah. So that would be putting her in 3 roles.
And she'd play guard too. Yes.
No, it is not. We are not. No, we are not.
Charlize Theron all day, all the time. Anyway. And Gal Gadot.
We're not. No, I could see her. That's one of the reasons why I picked her as Mab, is so she could do her counterpart of Tatiana. Because she has done, basically to me, she has done the Winter Queen. She has, when you watch her in Snow White and the Huntsman, she's very dark and she's very domineering and all that. But what we normally associate with Charlize Theron is more of a happier, bubblier person, or, that more sensual girl. Like we've seen her. We haven't always, it's only been in more recent years where we've seen her as the superhero. You got to think about like the Old Guard.
Yeah,
that's why she would be. Yeah. That's why she would be great as Guard. But then when you think about being the Summer Queen, she's supposed to be very sensuous and very, long flowing hair and this, that, and the other, and not so dark and not so cold. And she's supposed to be bubbly and friendly. So, you think about her in other roles that she's been in.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking about her in Fury Road.
I have not seen that because I have zero desire to see a dirty girl on shoot. No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
She did really good in that, and she's kind of a ass kicker in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, she's a great freaking versatile actress, and I love her. But when I think that's the reason why I picked her for Mab is because I keep seeing her basically the same demeanor that she had, the very cold, very calculating, I'm able to separate every emotion and everything. What I need and what I want is what matters. And that's exactly the queen she portrayed in Snow White and the Huntsman. Just blew me away that she could be that fucking devious. Honestly, I did not think she had that ability to stretch that far to be so evil. Like Mab's not evil per se. She's just
she's
evilish.
All about survival.
Yeah, she's evilish.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
/ Tatiana. Dope.
So then would you then put like Uma Thurman in as Charity?
No.
You can only have 2 roles. These people can only do 2 roles. You can't expect them more. I understand the summer court and the winter court, you know, they're supposed to be dual roles.
Yeah.
So they should look very similar. They should honestly look identical, but just 2 sides of the coin.
Yeah.
So, and I get that because everybody I picked for the winter court, I think can do fantastic in either role.
Mm.
So, you know, for me, I just kind of went, yeah, they could do both roles. And that would be really brilliant to see on screen, where you get the very dark, very calculating side, and then you get the very upbeat and positive side, because that's just the duality of it. And it's so fantastic.
That is kind of funny, because now I'm thinking about the fact that there's 3 separate individuals that have to be the summer lady, right? And none of them are, none of them actually are on screen for very long. Yeah. Each one of them is only on screen for a relatively short period of time.
Yes.
Although that might change going forward.
Yeah.
Because the 3rd summer lady is now a thing.
Well, you've got the mother, you've got the lady, and you've got the maiden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The lady is the daughter. The queen is the middle one. Yeah. And then the mother is the old crone. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, and it's quite interesting because, so for me, I picked who I picked to be able to play both roles of the court, right? Obviously. So like if I was going to pick the mother of them all, the crone and the mother, right? Hands down, Meryl Streep. I mean, because we have seen her do the witch, and we've seen her in Death Becomes Her, where she has roles where she's very old and craggly and nasty, and then she's looks presenting younger and more beautiful and much more, you know, much more appealing. So of course I would pick like, and I would have said Goldie Hawn, because Goldie Hawn's like a really good pick as well, but she's just not tall enough. Meryl Streep is tall enough and honestly, R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara, because she would have done fucking great as being the opposing role to Meryl Streep if they weren't supposed to be almost identical. Yeah. Because, you know, when we talk about like when Harry thinks about things as they've progressed through the story, and all of a sudden he goes, I knew you looked familiar, but all it took was a pair of glasses and a ponytail for me not to recognize you. You know what I'm saying? So they should look the similar or same, and it would be really with wigs and makeup. Yeah, they can be either or. So yeah, I would definitely have the mother be Meryl, Charlize be the queen, and then the lady or the maiden. I don't think you're going to agree with me, but for Maeve, I picked Sophie Turner, Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, because she mostly wears her hair blonde now. But she did a really good job playing Jean Grey in the X-Men, the young Dark Phoenix. Yeah. So she has the ability to do both sides of the coin. And she's taller, she's young, she's a versatile actress. So that's why I picked Sophie Turner for that. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't remember who I thought of for Maeve. Sophie Turner might be a good choice. I don't know. I don't remember seeing her play a fucking cunt before, though. And that's kind of what Maeve is.
So
I would like to see her vajazzled, though.
You'd like to see her what?
Never mind. Moving on.
No, what'd you say? You said.
You remember the party that she threw for Dresden as his first interaction as the White Knight? And how she showed up to that party?
Jesus Christ, yeah. So for me, devious and slutty are kind of on the same edge of the spectrum, because you have to be, you know, Denzel Dick devious. to be able to play slutty and attractive. But you also, on that side of the spectrum, you also have the dark side of things. So when I watched Sophie Turner play Sansa Stark, after Sansa Stark had been abused, she really turns fucking dark, and she's very much, it is about what I need, it is about what I want, and you can. She orders her sister to murder Littlefinger, and she does it by just going, go ahead. So I think she has the capability, because she's got that, and then she did the Dark Phoenix, and she's done the X-Men, to where she has that capability of showing joy and happiness and remorse and anger and strength. So I think she can do both sides of it, and that's why I picked her.
Okay.
You know, I mean, and she fit the descriptor in my head of Maeve, with the long blonde hair and the long legs and the
Booty
swagger.
shorts.
The booty, rocking everywhere. So
Daisy Dukes.
Daisy. Ooh, Miss Snoop Booty. Get it. Anyways. So Elaine. It's a brief character. We don't see her very much.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had showed you pictures of Chloe Grace Moretz. And because originally Chloe was my pick for Karen Murphy. But there's two things I don't want to ever do to an actor, and that's put them out of their own personal sexual comfort zone. Chloe Grace Moretz, she has a wife, so I wouldn't want her to be in that, where Harry and Elaine only hug and embrace, and there is a little, like, they never describe their sexual interactions whatsoever. There are definitely some descriptors with Karen.
Yeah. So
I kind of just went, well, you know, but she would actually, just looking at the picture I saw of an artist's rendering of...
except for in flashbacks. Because he talks about she's the first everything.
Yeah, but they don't get into the description like, you know, Susan. Or even, was it not Peace? Was it Battleground where him and... maybe it was Peace. It was either Peace Talks or Battleground where him and Karen...
Where he has the dream.
It's not where where he's over at her house taking care of her, and she's got the cast on, and he's starting to go to town, and all of a sudden she's like, ow, and he's like, oh, and she's like, what? And he's just like, well,
yeah.
He gets
she's like, do it anyway.
Yeah, she's like, do it anyway. He's like, I can't. But, you know, we learn in Battlegrounds that they know for a fact that Karen most certainly did have sex with Dresden prior to her demise because of what they describe. Anyways. So yeah, I just think she would do a good job as either one of them. It depends on how long she would want to do it. She doesn't do TV shows often. So I just thought, oh, this little role, because I love this actress so much, this would be great. And she doesn't have to, you know, she's got to fake a kiss with the boy if she does a flashback scene, if she plays Elaine. Otherwise, it's just a lot of hugging. It's not anything sexual.
Yeah, and it's only in 2 books that she actually plays any significant role.
Yeah, and she's only mentioned in like a few different places, but he only interacts with her in 2.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
At least so far.
I'm gonna save that one kind of towards the end. The Leanansidhe.
Ooh, that would be the lady who she might be too old to do this now. The lady who was the mother in Hemlock Grove. Also,
Famke Janssen.
Yes. Also the original Jean Grey.
Famke Janssen.
Nice.
I picked Famke Janssen as well because she has had some surgery done. So instead of looking closer to 60, she looks closer to what the Leanansidhe should look like in her 40s.
Okay.
But also, if you saw right below, which I kind of covered up a little bit, Marina Baccarin.
Okay.
She would do a good job. They would just have to dye her hair. But
yeah, because Leanansidhe's redhead.
Yeah, she's a redhead, and that's why I think, like, when you read about the Leanansidhe, I think if you're any kind of a sci-fi fan whatsoever, I think you almost instantaneously picture Famke Janssen.
Yeah,
because it's like, yeah, because she's so she's so creepy. It's great, but yeah, definitely, I say, you know, and just Marina Baccarin, just because Baccarin, because I would love to see her in the series at some point.
All Marina all the time.
Right. Hey, Marina Baccarin. I'm sure there's other characters because even though I haven't read the new book, it does talk about now that we're ramping up towards the end. He's starting to introduce some other characters that have kind of been background players for a while. So like I said, Daryl Spraysbury would play Bill for me, but I don't know who would play his wife. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's her name? The werewolf's name?
Oh.
Billy's wife?
Yeah.
Will. Don't call him Billy anymore. He's a man. You call him Will Borden now.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Right. But you know, you've got all these other characters that need to come to light and need to come out. And, you know, so there's room for everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
I think, here's the thing I think about it. When I think about this series, I think about how so many people were very standoffish with Game of Thrones going, oh, it's a fantasy show. It's never going to go anywhere. Because when Game of Thrones had come out, you've also have that show, The Merlin that came out, and it just didn't do very well. It was very disappointing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think part of the problem is that they made the entire King Arthur's court teenagers.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, including Merlin, not the Merlin.
Yeah.
A teenager. And it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about here? Whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know, and like for me, I'm just like, I think once this gets going, because I think this is a show that HBO should 100% pick up.
HBO.
Uh-oh. I think HBO, Warner Brothers, they should pick it up. And even more, and honestly, even more than that, I think Netflix should pick it up because I think this could be as big or bigger than Stranger Things because it has been around for 20 years. You have built this. The story's there.
Yeah.
The story is there. There's not going to be 2 years of filming and writing because we don't know what to do. It's written. It's how do you translate it from A to B? It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And you just decide, you know, if you're like, okay, we're putting a cap on it like we did Stranger Things 10 years, that's enough. If that's what you want to do, you've got all these books to choose from. So how many of them do you want to put into them?
Yeah.
You know, me personally, I would be okay with you guys doing 20 seasons of it. Or however many seasons, however many books he does, have them do that many seasons. Because there's a lot of times like they have their shows, Netflix has their shows like Love is Blind and Singles Islands, Infernos or whatever. Like they'll do 2 or 3 seasons a year. So I wouldn't be opposed to that each book is 8 episodes. So you film for 3 months, give them 3 months off, film the next one. Yeah. You know, you could do that. And they could, I'm telling you, it's.
Especially the first few books because they're kind of short-ish.
Yeah.
As he goes on, they start getting longer consistently. But
yeah, pretty much the first 10 books, every single one of them could basically be done in 6 1-hour episodes. Yeah. You to get the gist of the book and really bring across the important things.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just my opinion. You know, that's how it is. Okay, Morgan. Who would you pick for Morgan?
Morgan Freeman.
No, he's way too old.
Also, he doesn't really fit. I in spite of the dude not fitting the description, even kind of, I did like the actor that they had playing the Morgan in the original series, even though he doesn't fit the description at all.
I don't even remember seeing him, honestly.
But, oh man. Yeah, because he is a very important secondary character.
He is very important for a good, you know, 30-40% of Dresden's story.
And who is good at playing like a grizzled old cop?
Well, Paul Blackthorne or Blackstone, obviously, because he played Detective Lance.
He would be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he would.
Man.
It's a tough one. I mean, I have 2 people in mind myself, but it's really hard because on the one hand, just hit the fucking button, dummy. On the one hand, it's like, oh, I would really like this guy because his intensity is so good, but I don't think his stature is big enough. And then the other guy is slightly too big because I remember one of the descriptors that he said about Morgan was they could almost see eye to eye.
Yeah.
And so that's what leaves me in kind of
the fucking Dresden Files is filled with giants.
I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy. Let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to look this up. Conrad Coates, this tall black guy, played Morgan in the TV series.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the two people I was looking at potentially was Mads Milken. Do you remember who that is?
Mads Milken?
Yes. Do you remember the TV show Hannibal?
I never watched that show.
Okay, hold on. I know how to. He was in the Doctor Strange movie. He played Caecilius. And as soon as you see him, you're going to be like, oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh, the dude who was the Shadow Thing's servant? Dormammu's servant?
Dormammu's, he wanted to be, Dormammu's servant. Yes.
Okay.
And that's Mads Mikkelsen. So I really thought him, but his stature's not quite tall enough. He's pretty fucking lean. Yeah. And Morgan is supposed to be a little bit more physically imposing than that.
Yeah, kind of burly.
So then I thought
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson would actually be a decent thing, but I don't think he could do the action for it. So let's see. So then I thought, because we looked it up, that he would be a pretty good fit.
Oh yeah,
Lee Pace.
Yeah,
I think he'd be. He's of that same age, even though he's in his mid-40s. He definitely, because he's got a very, man, I'll tell you what, I loved Lee Pace in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's Ronan the Destroyer. He's the purple dude.
Oh, okay.
That's Lee Pace. Like, because if I gave you the Twilight reference, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do sparkly vampires.
Well, he wasn't a sparkly vampire, thank Jesus. He was, he's got this great, he's got the...
He was one of the dogs that passed as werewolves?
No, he was one of the werewolves, but he wasn't sparkly.
Yeah, that's
Only
what I
the
said.
Cullens are sparkly.
He was one of the dogs that passed as werewolves.
He wasn't a werewolf. He was a vampire, but he wasn't sparkly.
Oh, okay.
The Cullens were the only ones that I ever saw be sparkly. But so Lee Pace is one of these vampires. He still feeds on humans, right? And I don't remember what his name is, but what's really great is he gets excited at this one point. He's been alive so long. He's like, every American war, I've been there. And he gets really, in this one scene, he gets really excited and he starts going, the redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming. And it's like, oh my God. So anyway, I don't squirrel. But I think Lee Pace would do a great job as Donald Morgan. Yeah. Because he's very intimidating. He is like, even if you look at putting Jacob Elordi in as Dresden, physically, he's thicker, even though he's not a big guy. Yeah. He's not fat or anything. He's just built thicker. But he's not fat, which is really interesting. So anyways, I say Lee Pace.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, we're getting down to the bottom of the list and for me, these were just about the characters that I saw the most. Like, obviously, I'll have to go in and look at like the more tertiary character, like, Will Borden and his wife. Yeah. Right. And then, of course, and we've also, I can't remember Mac, like McAnally.
Oh yeah, Mac.
We've got to get McAnally in there, which, it's so hard because McAnally doesn't really speak. Yeah. He
just kind of grunts most of the time.
He just kind of grunts most of the time. So who can we get in there that's like an older guy who's mostly bald that just kind of grunts, but he makes a good mean-ass steak sandwich? I mean, like, who can you get to do McAnally?
And a great beer.
And a fantastic beer. And God forbid McAnally finds that you put him in the fucking fridge. Yeah. He will kick your hiney. Yeah. So, obviously there's still other characters to kind of figure out, but, I don't know. I could talk about it for hours, but I'm just really excited. We're doing our Dreamcast.
Well, you didn't say Marcone.
Yeah, I'm saving. I've got him on my list. Yeah. So I have been in a debate about Marcone. Okay. I've got both names here. I think I've won my debate out because I scribbled out one name and I kept the other. Okay. But you can still see who it is. Who would you pick for Marcone?
I almost said David Goggins.
Walter Goggins?
Yeah, Walter Goggins.
If he was a little bit younger, that'd be a good choice. Because Marcone at the start of Stormfront, Marcone is just turning 40.
Yeah. The funny thing is that his opposite also from Justified, Timothy Olyphant.
Oliphant's a good one, but he's way too old. You know, back in his Hitman days, he'd been perfect. So, but maybe we can do, maybe Goggins could do McAnally. Goggins or Oliphant.
Yeah.
I probably Oliphant because he physically fits the description a little bit better, being a little bit taller than Goggins.
Yeah.
And of course he has the gray-white hair.
Yeah.
Although Mac doesn't have a lot of hair. It's cut really short, right? Or is he bald?
Remember.
No, he's got to be bald because there was an actor I saw when I read the descriptor that he was bald. Did you see the Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lord Blackstone. Oh, I have it written down on my other paper because, see, I've been going over this for a while, and I keep changing my minds. My minds. I am a person of two minds. I keep changing my mind
Only
about
two?
it because the further I read in the more I read the books, the more I felt like I got clearer visions of the people. Like, who did I tell you when I think about Harry Dresden? So and so and so and so had a baby. Who did I tell you that you did the mock-up of?
Oh yeah.
But it was Dylan O'Brien, and now my mind's blank.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all because I saw Jacob Elordi as the creature, and I heard his voice, and I heard the deeper growl, the deeper measure in his voice. Mark Strong.
Okay.
McAnally. Mark Strong is McAnally.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that like dead fucking on?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So Mark Strong, that's who I picked for McAnally.
That'd also be a super easy paycheck for him. He'd just be standing with the fucking beer and be going,
Right? I mean, he says a few words.
yeah.
But not.
And usually they're pretty wise.
They are. They're like 3 to 5 word sentences, and they're very smart. Okay, so who did you pick for Marcone? Who's your final pick for Marcone? I think you're going to argue with mine, but
I'm still saying Goggins.
you're going to say Goggins for Marcone?
And it's mainly because his character from Justified.
Okay, I've never seen that. So what's his character? Is he a smartass?
Kind of. He's like from the same town as the main character.
Okay.
But he's like in charge of most of the illegal goings on in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays good at being like a smart ass fucking I outsmarted you, you dumbass.
Okay.
I can't think of any. It would have to be like Al Pacino or fucking God damn it. One of those guys.
But that's too old.
Yeah,
remember when
they're
we're
too
starting
old.
this,
Yes.
Marcone is 40.
Yes.
But I mean, Goggins,
Robert De Niro. Yeah, those would be the two that I'd want, but they're too old to.
Pacino or
do
De
it.
Niro. Oh yeah, they're way too. They're like in their 80s or 90s or something like ridiculous. 80s. I think Al Pacino just had one of the two, either Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, just had a kid like in the last few years, and he's like just turned 80 something.
I mean,
yeah, I know. Hey, get down on it. Okay, so we have 2 left to discuss. Marcone is one of them, and you're going with Goggins.
Yeah.
Okay, so knowing that at the start of
not David. Walter.
It's Walther, I think.
Walther.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a P90.
Something. Okay, so knowing that in Stormfront, Marcone is just coming on his 40th birthday. He's just coming up on 40. My brain went to somebody I saw in a movie recently who plays a dick.
Okay.
Absolute dastardly dick, and everything always works out for him all the way to the end. And that is none other than Captain America himself, Chris Evans.
Okay.
He does a movie where he's the bad guy and he's an assassin. And I want to say it's like, maybe it's Red Notice or The Gray Man. It's The Gray Man. That's got Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. And of course, Chris Evans is mid-40s now.
Yeah.
But he's this dark-haired douchebag who's just like perfect in everything he fucking does. It always works out for him. And he's always conniving and scheming. So Chris Evans came to me first. But then I read Battleground. And when I read Battleground, I went, although we know things are going to come to a head with Marcone, and we know where Marcone is at this point in Battleground, right? I'm like, Marcone reminds me of this character where everything is calculated and manipulated. And it always works out for him until the very end.
Another dude from Blacklist?
No, none other.
Raymond Reddington?
No, he's way too old. James Spader is so much older than...
Yeah.
Anyways, in John Wick Chapter 4, there is a gentleman who plays the Marquis, who is very calculated with everything he's done.
Oh, yeah.
And it's played by none other than the amazing, the impeccable, the irreplaceable Bill Skarsgård. He would make a fantastic Marcone because not only does he fit all the physical descriptors, because he's just a little bit shorter. He's just a little bit shorter than Dresden. He has money green eyes.
I thought his eyes were blue.
No, they're actually green. I looked it up today. I was like, that's old money green. Oh my God, that's amazing. So that was my pick for Marcone at the end of the day. I went back and forth between Chris Evans and Bill Skarsgård. And I was just like, yeah, it's got to be Skarsgård because by time this comes into development, Skarsgård, he's already like 36, almost 38. He's going to be into 40s and he'll be done with it. Welcome to Derry. Because there's just, 2 more
they're just
potentially
3 seasons.
Yeah.
At least that was the intent.
Yeah, right now, for all we know, 2027 is going to have the second series. By time you get that out, it might be just like The Last of Us where it just drops and they just do the third one out of obligation. You never know.
Yeah.
But that's the greatest thing about Skarsgård is that he works everything to where he doesn't like to play a character too long. He likes to limit it. And I think Marcone, because Marcone encompasses so many sides. Like when he was in Hemlock Grove, he was one way. When he was in Castle Rock, he was one way. Welcome to Derry, he's one way. Marcone literally the character himself has this expanse of life behind him. He's so multifaceted with how he looks at family, how he looks at justice, how he looks at money and planning and making yourself be the most important guy in the room, but also having consideration for those who can move you ahead in the right way. Yeah. So I'm just like, dude, hands down, especially when I think about the Marquis D whatever, when I think about Bill playing that, I'm just like,
douchey flick.
I'm like, because Marcone is douchey at times.
Yeah, I mean, he seems more honorable. Well,
I mean, he definitely is more honorable than your average gangster because he truly loves his town. He truly loves Chicago.
And he does as much as he can to protect women and children, especially.
Especially children, yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you already have Bill Skarsgård somewhere else. I'm just saying why I picked him.
Yeah.
But you can see my point of view, right?
Yeah.
Aw, that is such a good brother. So it's interesting. So one of the other characters that obviously makes a huge sacrifice and is throughout the book dealing with Marcone is his right-hand man, Hendricks.
Yeah.
And, for me, Alan Richter would make a fantastic Hendricks.
Okay. Yeah.
He's built that way. He's thick. He's built like a fucking linebacker.
Yeah.
And
I still say the redhead dude from The Walking Dead.
Oh, Michael Cudlitz?
Yeah.
We're getting into that age thing again because Michael Cudlitz is, by time this is actually made, he's going to be in his 60s. And, he's not a natural redhead. He's a natural blonde.
Yeah.
But that would also work as well. Because, he's a really good... He was in a show called Southland I just started watching as a cop. a gay cop at that? And I didn't know. And I was just like, wow. And I didn't know he was a natural blonde until I started watching it. But yeah, either or. But I just think because we want to include Alan Richter, right? Like he's tired, you know, like he just wants to be out there and show his range, right?
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, the only other person I could really honestly see, there's a couple of people I could see playing Hendricks if you're going to go with everything being a younger age by the time it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
But like for me, when you brought him up earlier or whatever episode that was, I was just like, he would make a fantastic Hendricks because Hendricks doesn't talk much. He's banging guard, you know, and she's hot and he's hot. And like, then who would we make guard? Like, you probably wouldn't like it, but like, I mean, anyways. Right. So anyways, so then that leaves one other character that's very, 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 very important.
Toot toot.
Look, Toot Toot's the most important character, okay? And that's just Macaulay Culkin all the way. Wow. Kidding. I'm not far off, but there's one character that's very important to the turning of Dresden's story.
Okay.
And his name is Jared Kincaid.
Yeah. Okay.
He's very important because he is the protector and he's also the antagonist at times.
Yeah.
You will probably not like who
and then you'll also have to have Ivy.
You do have to have Ivy, but Ivy's not mentioned nearly as much as Kincaid. Kincaid has more to do with Harry's story than Ivy does.
Yeah.
At the end of it. He's a very big, he's a very big part of what Harry's...
The evolution of his story.
It's so hard not to say, so this motherfucker did this, and that's how we got that. So... you are probably not going to like who I picked for Kincaid. However, I picked who I picked for Kincaid because I thought they were the person that could best convey the body, the accuracy, everything. Just from the different movies I've seen them in, I thought physically he matches the description perfectly. And I definitely would love to see him bang Karen. Just saying. But anyways, who would you pick for Kincaid? I'm telling you, you're not going to like who I picked.
I jokingly want to say Chris Pratt. Ryan Reynolds.
I did think that, but I couldn't see him being serious. I really couldn't.
He's too jokey. Even in his most serious roles, he's still kind of... He's got that face. Yeah.
Oh, I think the one movie I've seen him where he's got that face. Fuck, that's like dead ringer on that. So he was in a movie called Life with Jake Gyllenhaal. And, it's talking about like outer space life. It's really good. But he does have serious parts to it, but you can see that panic setting in on his face because as he's going through one of the scenes where he's kind of like trying to joke around about what's going on, it's like, you see literally the dawning on his face where he's like, fuck, I just pulled Deadpool out. So I love me some Ryan Reynolds. He's one of the most amazing actors in the world. I think
Ryan Reynolds is a fantastic actor.
He is. Maybe he could do Marcone. We could dye his hair black. He could do Marcone. And then we wouldn't have to argue about Bill Skarsgård. And you can just have Bill Skarsgård do whatever you want.
All Bill Skarsgård all day, every day.
Hey, Marina Baccarin.
Yeah. And Gal Gadot.
Right. So seriously, who would you pick as Jared Kincaid?
You actually brought up a good one, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, really? For Kincaid?
Yeah, only because of his when he played God damn it, Roadhouse.
Okay, the demeanor in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but he's like way too small. Because Kincaid is like a soldier of fortune. And I understand that Jake Gyllenhaal has played soldiers and stuff, but if that's but you know what? That's your dream cast. If that's who you want, that's who you want. I will not argue with you. That is your dream cast and that makes you happy. Then you cast him in that dream role.
Okay.
Is that who you want?
Sure.
Okay. So when I actually read up a little bit more on Kincaid, I went, holy motherfucker, Chris Hemsworth.
Okay. I mean, he would be a good choice.
He's blonde. He's good looking. He's chiseled. He's athletic. He strives for perfection in every role he's ever done and in real life. He's he is, one of the things that made me go Chris Hemsworth is he takes everything so seriously. So if you say you need to suck an egg, fine, I'll suck an egg. That's just how it is. Chris Hemsworth, just the physical description was perfect for me.
Well, also this role might be something that he would prefer doing in this, because he wouldn't be in every season, and even the seasons he would be in, he wouldn't be in every episode. So it would free him up. He would still be part of the project, but he'd be free to do a bunch of other stuff.
And you've got Liam playing which one of do you have Liam
playing
Thomas
yeah.
Wraith? Yeah, so see, he'd be like yo bro. But no, I just love the idea of Hemsworth being Kincaid, because he's done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I just thought, what a great way to combine everything that you see with Kincaid into one. Somebody who can joke around at times, which Kincaid does not very much, but he does. Mm-hmm. Especially when he's talking to like Harry and he's just like, I'm on vacation, it's fine. And just somebody that I can see Harry just being so jealous of, which is so great. But also because
somebody took off Susan or Karen's pants.
That was so great. That whole scene was so well written, and just you could feel the anger and the seething that Harry did, that Jared got Karen out of her panties before he did. It is palpable. It is so right there. And it's so fantastic. And so, when I'm thinking of dream casting, I'm also thinking about how do I want to see these people if they go to the extreme of actually replicating everything that's in the book and what they describe? Who do I want to see doing that? Because I don't want Buford Bumblefuck from Big Bertha Beach to come in and go, I'm going to take Karen's panties off. Yeah. I don't want that. I want somebody who can sit there and be because he's so professional about it.
Yeah.
Well, the choice is yours. Either off they come or they don't. That's your choice. I don't give a shit. But I don't know. I just, I probably should have made Marcone John Stamos, but he's too old. And John Stamos, I'm not saying you're too old. I'm just saying that character is 2 decades younger than you. Plus, if we did it up to date now, he'd be fine age for it. 20 years later.
Yeah.
He'd be fine. But I think Lord Wraith fits him very well.
Yeah, he'd be a good choice for that.
He's got that whole smokiness to him. But, obviously there's other people. Like I said, when we talk about Dresden's girls grown up, spoiler alert, when we talk about them growing up, I could see Jenna Ortega playing Maggie, because even though she's 22, she could probably very easily pass for 16. She did playing Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
And she's in her 20s.
I think she's only 8 or 10 or something.
She's 11. She's about 11 in Battleground.
Okay.
She's about 11 years old, because when he meets her, she's 8 going on 9. And now she's 10 going on 11 in Battleground. And then however she's progressed. Because when they do Zoo Day, and it's one thing that Harry does talk about is her being one of the smallest in her percentile for her age. Yeah. So when you think about the fact that she's a very small child and she can ride Mouse like a horse. Yeah. It tells you how small she is. So that would fit into, by the time she was actually more of a late teenager, she probably would be Jenna Ortega's size of 4'11".
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Although that season would be season 26 or something.
It depends. It just depends on how, if you're doing it it just depends. I don't know. I love the idea of dream casting for Dresden, because it has really, having been introduced to the Dresden series and all of that, really does, in between everything else that's happened this last year, it's given me something to kind of not focus on the bad stuff. And it really has given me a world to immerse in and be see a different point of view that is different from mine, but the same. At the end of the day, Harry wants to be good and kind to humans. Yeah. And so do I. And he wants just to smack the shit out of people who are rude or aggressive or nastiness,
Yeah, especially bullies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why, and that's one reason why I think it would be so fucking fantastic to have Henry Cavill as Nicodemus, because this is one of his biggest adversaries that he's got. And Cavill, it would make Elordi work for it like no other, because Cavill has that ability to play a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lash, I can't quite figure out in my head who Lash should be. You know, but of course I don't watch a whole ton of mainstream television. And that's probably the problem for me, is like, I'll be like, oh, I see this actor and this actor and that.
Yeah.
And whatever. Like I thought about doing Norman Reedus as Nicodemus, because Nicodemus is like over 1,000 years old. But Norman Reedus doesn't fit the descriptor of it very well.
Yeah.
Because Nicodemus, even though he is an ancient, he is also well built for a man of his age. He's well built for a man of his stature and all that.
Well, a man who came from his time.
Yeah, yeah.
He's actually overly large for somebody who was around at that time.
Yeah, and that's the one reason why I really wanted Cavill, because he is so built. He is bigger than the guy would have been from who was born from then.
Yeah.
You know, he has got the height, he's got the weight, he's got the muscles. The muscles. I don't know. And I love playing games in my head where I'm going, now I love The Walking Dead. Who would play who in what capacity? You know, obviously, you know, Rosita would play Susan. Hello.
Yeah, I can't remember who that is.
She's the little Spanish girl who's banging Abraham until Abraham leaves her for Sasha.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Christian Serrano. I love her. I think she's great. I loved her in the Twilight series. I loved her in The Walking Dead. I know. He's so sad. There's so many overlaps.
Walk Night.
Like, there's just so many overlaps with so many things. And it's just like, oh, but I think it would be really smart for some of these actors, especially the ones that are at the age where they're wanting to start families. Like, I would love to see, even Zendaya could probably play Susan Rodriguez, because she's mixed ethnicity. She could probably even do that. And, you know, but then what are we going to do with Tom Holland? I mean, we'd probably have to make him one of the werewolves. The werewolf who died. Which the one who dies?
Kirby.
Kirby. Yeah. Like, he could be Kirby. He would probably make a good Butters too.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially as the evolution happens with him.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I just think after seeing what happened with Game of Thrones and everybody going, oh, it's not going to do shit. I think people ought to take a second chance and go, you know what? Nobody thought Game of Thrones was going to do well because it was a fantasy show.
Yeah.
They were wrong. And I think they're going to be wrong about the Dresden Files if, in fact, it becomes another TV show and it gets cast well.
Yeah.
That is where all the problems, you have to have three primary things when you're doing a series. You've got to have it be true to the story for fans to really love it.
Yeah.
It has to be true to the story. It has to be cast well, and it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
So you can't sit there and say, oh, so Jim Hopper was out sick with the flu for a week, so we just did a flashback episode. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Anyways. I don't know how entertained they are, but I have had fun talking about dream casting for Dresden. I dream of Dresden all the time. I love him. I can't wait till I read the news story. I can't wait till we hear at some point this year that my brain just went, hey, maybe that's why the Duffer Brothers went to Paramount Plus. Maybe they'll be doing the Dresden Files. Only if Butcher consults them. Anyways.
Yeah. Please make sure that you consult Mr. Butcher.
Please make sure you follow the storyline. And if you're not going to follow the storyline, please say, have Jim Butcher come on and say, so what you're about to see is the story through Harry's eyes. If
in
he
another
made this,
reality.
if he had went to the dark side, or in another reality, or had he banged Karen first. Oh,
Yeah.
spoiler alert! Sorry, not really. I'm telling you, like I didn't think that Karen and Harry had been intimate until the very end of Peace Talks and into Battleground when they were talking about it. And I was like, oh, I didn't really think they'd ever done anything.
Yeah, not until...
Peace chokes.
Yeah, she was injured. Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Fuck around, find out. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day.
Later.
Bye. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.